The Arizona Cardinals attempt to go 3-0 to start an NFL season for the first time since 2021. No Paris Johnson Jr. We're live at Gila River Resorts right now. Hello and welcome in live from Gila River Resorts and Casinos at Wild Horse Pass. It's the PHNX Cardinals podcast, your premier #1 Arizona Cardinal podcast. Like and subscribe. I'm Johnny Venerable, joined as always by my co-host, Brack, the playmaker, former Arizona Cardinal wide receiver, Brittan, of course, Noah Man behind the mic. As we said in the opener, Cardinals attempting to potentially go into first place, 3-0 in the NFC West Bowl. What's standing in their way?
Well, I mean, a big win with the Niners, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as far as what you're looking for here, you really can control your own destiny starting in week 3, which is crazy to think about. But look, you could go on the road and get a big divisional win against a down opponent. Of course, we're out here at Gila River Resorts and Casinos at Wild Horse Pass, which, of course, is our presenting sponsor. Today, you do you, Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playatgila.com to learn more today.
The vibes are absolutely electric, BG, despite the fact we've got no Paris Johnson Jr. We're going to get to that, but the talk of the entire week has been targets, targets, targets. Marvin Harrison Jr., you had a lot to say on the postgame show a week ago. What makes you think it could be different today?
I mean, for me, you just have to find and scheme ways to get him the ball.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's crossing routes, whether it's trying to get little screens, just put the ball in his hands. Find ways to get him targets. Find ways to get the ball in his hands and let him try to make the play after that.
Yeah, it's been a point of contention with this fan base, Bo. And again, the Cardinals, maybe they're in a position to take advantage of a depleted Niner team. That remains to be seen. Here's what we will look at. The Inactives today, officially a couple shockers on this one, led by left tackle, franchise cornerstone, Paris Johnson Jr. Bo, he practiced all week.
Yeah.
He was limited. But when you saw, big number 70 out in Tempe, he looked okay. What gives?
Yeah, you didn't think that he was going to be in danger of missing this game. He showed up kind of surprisingly on Tuesday and then was limited the entire week. But when we get the 20 minutes out there, we're watching the media open portion of practice.
Yeah.
He's out there, the knee's not wrapped. He's smoking and joking in the locker room, having a good time, being the Paris that we all know and love. But it didn't seem like he was in any realistic danger of missing this game.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's just, hey, this is something that's going to be precautionary, and they've got 2 games a matter of 4 days. Maybe Brittan, they're just trying to make sure their franchise left tackle doesn't miss extended amount of time.
No, I agree. It's probably one of those where he could possibly suit up and play, but you always run the risk of making something worse. Right?
Yep.
You have something where it could be minor that could turn into something where you lose him for the entire season. So, I mean, you have 2 games in less than a week. I mean, you have the Seahawks on Thursday. It's 2 back-to-back divisional games, right? You got a down opponent in the 49ers. They're missing some guys, some key guys, right? You need to find a way to squeak a win out here, and then hopefully you'll have Paris and the gang back on Thursday.
Yeah, I think I agree with my 2 co-hosts here. I think that's exactly what's happening, Bo. I think the Arizona Cardinals, at the end of the day, are proceeding with utmost caution. I think there's a lot of gamesmanship. I think we're seeing it on the flip side with San Francisco. Jauan Jennings, you had people saying, like, close to the situation, oh, he could play. He's out today.
Yeah.
Mac Jones in for Brock Purdy. He's out today. You never want to take divisional games for granted. I do believe the Cardinals believe, certainly, that they can win this game without Paris. Kelvin Beachum steps in. We're going to talk about it here on the Birdgang Blitz. Let's start with it. Grandpa to the rescue. Kelvin Beachum, the consummate pro who took over last year for Jonah Williams, who was out at right tackle. A lot of people assumed maybe he was a better player. Here's what I know. Of the 2 avenues, run blocking, pass protection, he is a better pass blocker. Now that, Bo, is a different, set of, can of worms when you're going up against the likes of Nick Bosa and Robert Saleh. But you at least feel like, okay, if this is a 1-week thing, you got Tip Ryman back, which we didn't, emphasize in the Inactives. I do think that there's a way for the Cardinals to mitigate this behind, Big Grandpa.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you saw somebody that was fully capable of playing right tackle, left tackle. He's the quintessential swing tackle in today's game. He's got somebody with experience under his belt. More than that, disrespectful nickname, no doubt about it. Grandpa, that's got to be tough to take on a regular basis, but he also could wear that as a badge of honor, mentor to a lot of that offensive line group. I think the big concern here, Johnny, is, and Brittan, is like you've seen a conservative offense the first 2 weeks. You've seen a conservative offense, 2 seasons worth leading up to this point. Does this make you, BG, in your opinion, kind of keep the restrictor plate on, or because what Johnny outlined, maybe more well-versed in pass pro, could open up some things in this passing game?
I don't know. I feel like we've been very, lackadaisical and kept everything simple when we've been at full strength.
Yeah.
So you kind of have the process of thinking like, why would they try to open the game up? And they don't even have their starters in the game.
Right.
It just kind of makes you nervous. It's been dink and dunk, and it's been, run game. It doesn't work. What are we going to do? And you're just hoping that you can get it done at this point.
Yeah, I'm with BG. I think we're going to get an ultra-conservative approach by this team. And listen, I would love to be surprised, but I said it on Friday's show, Bo. I was like, I think it's going to be conservative, and that's before I knew Paris wasn't about to play in this game. So, again, would love to be surprised. Would love a dub by any means necessary here.
Start running fourth quarter offense, 4-minute offense in the first quarter.
Again,
take the time off, right?
What you can't have happen, and we talked about this, is just the Kyler Murray turnovers. You have to mitigate that, and that means you probably mitigate risk as it relates to the amount of dropbacks, the amount of hits exposed. Now, I will say Kyler Murray has done a tremendous job against the likes of Robert Saleh and Nick Bosa. Kyler is susceptible to interior pressure. We're going to see how that goes. On the flip side, we mentioned in the opener, it's Mac Jones again for the 49ers this week. No Brock Purdy, who I don't even think is active today. He's not the QB2. Jones coming off a 3-touchdown performance, albeit against the Saints here on the Birdgang Blitz. Jones in for a loss. In the year of our football Lord 2025, cannot sit here and stomach. I don't care who's playing, who's not playing. Cardinals have way more healthy talent than the Niners do. I can't handle a K1 loss to Mac Jones. If you're Kyler Murray, you have to come into Santa Clara with the mindset that, I don't even love losing him to Brock Purdy. It's Mac effing Jones.
Yeah.
This is basically I think a franchise cornerstone game at his disposal for Kyler Murray, because of the fact that you are who your QB losses are to. And again, at the end of the day, if you feel like, Bo, that you're going to be the guy to carry the torch for this franchise, and we look every year, and where do you have the quarterback advantage? I'm going to tell you right now, this is an emphatic yes for the Arizona Cardinals going up against Mac Jones.
Opportunity, right? I mean, it's just right there for you. I mean, as we talk about your franchise left tackle being out for this game, and you're down a couple corners, looks like Max Melton is all green lights here coming off the knee injury, but no Will Johnson, of course, no Garrett Williams, but you're not down your starting quarterback. You're not down starting guard. You're not down your star tight end. You're not down your top wide receiver de facto and Jauan Jennings. This is on paper advantage Arizona Cardinals emphatically. You just can't find reasons to come out of here with the out. You can't let this be a Christian McCaffrey, Nick Bosa game. That's how this game's going to be won. It's not going to be like Mac Jones is playing out of his mind or no-name defensive lineman comes up with a big play here and there. Those will happen, but for the most part, if the Niners find a way, it's going to be them leaning onto the remaining stars. You can't let that happen.
Real quick, is the Philadelphia Eagles block the potential game winner for the LA Rams, and so now Arizona Cardinals a win away, Brittan, from being in sole possession of first place. Standing in their way is one Mac Jones.
I agree. I think that the biggest thing for the Cardinals today is not beat yourself.
Sure.
You're down some people and you've got some issues, but everybody is right now. I think today is just about, making the plays you're supposed to make, not beating yourself in the penalty-wise, and not turning the ball over. If you can, control the clock, control the ball, and not hurt yourself today, I think you have an opportunity to come out here and go 3-0.
Absolutely. Mac Jones also standing in their way is one CMC. It's 23 and me, and only me, here for the San Francisco 49ers. No Jauan Jennings, no George Kittle, no Brandon Ayuk. It's Ricky Pearsall, Kendrick Bourne, and the future Hall of Famer Christian McCaffrey, who has been excellent out of the backfield, has been, I would say, average to below average running the football. Now, people close to the know feel like, including our guy Baldy, that he's close to breaking some. Now, the Cardinals have a top 7 run defense in the NFL this year. Dalvin Tomlinson and company. you mentioned it just a second ago. Is it as simple as we got to have multiple people on 23, and then if you're going to lose, you're going to lose to Kendrick Bourne?
Yeah, I think you kind of you take that. That's the medicine you're willing to kind of take today, where you kind of you focus on 23, you take him out of the game plan as best as you can, and then you don't allow somebody to just if it's going to be Ricky Pearsall, if it's going to be one of these guys that is trying to make a name for themselves, then fine. But I think you trust your guys versus their guys, that they're going to be able to do their assignment, do their job. It should put you in a pretty good position at the end of this game to win it if you can kind of neutralize Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. Brittan, you think about the Cardinals years prior, McCaffrey would just open up a can of whoop ass every time the Cardinals would play either the Niners or, frankly, Carolina. What does it take for a Nick Rallis defense today to say, well, we don't want to leave ourselves susceptible to the big play, but we also feel like if we stack the box and we're sound tacklers, with Mac Jones especially, his limitations, this is really the only way for us to lose today.
Oh, I agree. Like, you have to stop Christian McCaffrey. If you can do that, like Bo said, if you can stop McCaffrey and force a Kendrick Bourne and company, whatever else is doing it, to be that, if that's how you lose, I think you have to accept that. But I don't think you can go out and allow McCaffrey to come out and have another historical game against this Cardinals team. Because if he does, it's going to be bad, and you'll lose, and they'll run the clock all day long because they're just going to keep handing it off and find ways to move the ball. So you got to stop McCaffrey, and then you got to just go from there, right? I like loading the box. You got to do it at least early.
Yeah.
Load the box early. Send some pressure early, because if you get him in, third and medium, third and long, send it, right? Force Mac Jones to try to make something.
Yeah. Somebody was telling me, I was talking to Brian Peacock of Locked On Niners earlier this week, and it was like, where's the edge then for the Niners with Mac Jones? Is there an edge? And the only thing they could really kind of come up with is he throws a little bit better of a deep ball. But if you know anything, if you watch Mac Jones play football at the NFL level, and Bama's a different story, he struggles to find plays downfield.
He does.
So, you're grading on the curve because Brock Purdy isn't exactly take the top off the defense. He's not Carson Palmer and Drew Stanton back in your days, right? So, I mean, if you can force him, I think if him pushing the pressure on him, and if you try to make him feel like he can take the top off the defense, I think that creates opportunity.
I do too, and I feel like Jauan Jennings, if they had a deep target, that's him. Pearsall, more of an underneath intermediate guy. Yeah. And again, you feel good. You got Max Melton to help with that. I thought Denzel Burke and Keitrell Clark played well last week. It's weird. We're previewing this game. We're not really talking about the limitations at cornerback this week with no Will Johnson and certainly no Garrett Williams, because the Niners don't, in my opinion, have players to exploit that. I think it's much more of a matchup to watch. Like, how does number 2 Mac Wilson Sr. do against Christian McCaffrey in space? How does he look when you're attempting at the end of the day to be in a position? Man, oh man, there are so many Buccaneers attempting a game winner sealer, and it's a blocked kick for a touchdown here.
Pretty
wild games. I'd love just a nice, easy Cardinal blowout today, and pick our feet up here at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Our last point, you probably know where I'm going with this. Will it be today? SOS targets.
Ooh.
SOS MHJ. You've heard the ridicule all week. I think there's now more finger pointing at MHJ nationally. Certainly Drew Petzing-Bowe is feeling it here locally. Kyler Murray, I think, saying all the right things publicly. The Niners secondary is, I would say, average at best.
Yeah.
And this is before, Paris Johnson Jr.'s out. You're susceptible maybe to some additional pressure. Do you believe that MHJ is going to be targeted early and often in this game?
I think he'll be targeted early. I think that they're going to lean into what they want to preach, right? Yeah. Efficiency and find quality over quantity. You're not going to spam him the football. They're just too not reluctant, but stubborn, dug in as far as how they want to operate this thing. So you have to prove that that's the right approach.
Yeah.
You have to be efficient. It has to look more like week 1 than week 2. It can't be 2 catches on 5 targets. It's got to be 5 catches on 6 targets. You got to see that, and you got to find him maybe, as we've been talking, Brittan, since game 1 for Marvin Harrison Jr., find him get him in a rhythm, get him some easy catches, and get him going early.
What is an easy catch for Marvin? What would that be? If you're sitting in a room, it's like, hey, we're going to get Marvin going early. What's an easy catch?
It just kind of depends on how you're approaching the game, but, throw some slants in there, throw some quick game slants, hitches, even if it's a now route, right? If you got a DB that's playing 7-8 yards off and he's going to play soft, just give him the ball. Snap it, throw it to him, let him move in space, right? It's one of those things where I agree with what Bo said. You can't force the issue.
Okay.
Right? you can't sit here and say we have to force the ball to Marvin because this is all we're hearing in the media. This is all we're hearing upstairs. Like whoever, we can't force it because now you're going to put yourself in a position where turnovers will happen because you're trying to do dumb stuff, right? But at the same time, you got to find ways to work it in. Get him on crossing routes. Get him moving. Get the ball in his hands early. So I think it's just to that point. Find quick game, quick routes. Find ways to get him to route.
I just today it just for me doesn't feel like that's going to be today. It feels like we're going to see James Conner and Trey Benson combine. If the Cardinals want to do what they want to do and they play well, I think you're looking at like Trey Benson, 15 carries, James Conner, like 20 plus, Kyler Murray with a bunch of carries. I want to be wrong. I want to believe the big explosive because I do think that if you get Mac Jones and this 49er team down, let's say at 10 points, God forbid, early on, I think you're going to get mistakes. I think you're going to get forcing throws. And I think this defense that finished the job late last week will be much more in tune with sitting on a big lead this week, excuse me. Whereas, like, I 3 yards in a cloud of dust, that's what JG and Nick Drew Petzing want to do. They want to be able to do ball control. They want 4 or 5 yards a clip, and they want to be able to control the controllables, and they feel like that can be done in the run game. But, man, you think about so many big plays today. The slew of games. We'd look at Philadelphia, for instance, that just came back and beat the Rams. Yeah. How did they get back into it? Throwing the ball downfield. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown hadn't done anything through 2 games, and they said, we're going to make him a priority because we have to. Now, Bo, I know you're of the opinion, though, like unless the Cardinals are down, they're not going to do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't really, you get a little nervous thinking about having to go down and kind of scratch and claw your way back into that contest like Philly did. They had to go down double-digit points, right, in order for them to kind of force the issue because they looked inept in the passing game, almost as equal, not worse, than the Arizona Cardinals. Like, do you want that for yourself as a Cardinal fan, just to jumpstart this? I mean, and sometimes you might not be as happy with the response. Like, we just need to see it. Like, here's your opportunity, Cardinals, to do it within, especially against a down opponent, with the ability to do it while not having to crawl your way back in the game. I think that's the best way to kind of get this passing attack going. You don't want to have to force it because when you are playing against maybe a better opponent, when you're facing, on Thursday night against a really tough Seahawks defense or the Rams down the line, like, can you flip the switch and turn into that passing attack? Why not try to work on that today? But look, we know how stubborn this offensive play calling is right now.
It's nice of you to admit that.
Look, I haven't shied away from it. People, want to believe what they want to believe, that I carry water for Petzing or whatever. I don't. It's just I'm not on the defense, the side of, hey, this guy needs to go now. It's just you give yourself an opportunity while playing ahead to also get your passing offense in order.
We're watching Egbuka. He's a freak. Yeah. And again, Tampa likes to throw the ball downfield. They have to right now. They're down 1 with just under 90 seconds to go. But I mean, I do think Marvin Harrison Jr., we saw him out there. He's liking tweets that people are calling him underwhelming, and people are saying that he can't play, and he's keeping receipts. Could this be a receipt kind of game? Like, what should he have to get motivation from Twitter online to be able to do that? Because, again, he didn't get targets last week. He also didn't play great.
No, it's the whole thought of getting your motivation off of social media.
Kevin Durant style.
It's just one of those things is if that's what you have to do to get going, like, come on now, don't do that. It's just a bunch of, like, couch potatoes that are talking trash to you. Like, let it go. Like, that's their life. So it's just at that point, I think he just, like we said earlier, he's just got to get in a rhythm early, and you have to move the ball. You got to push the ball downfield. And we've talked about it this entire time, that they're going to hand that ball off. Yeah. They're going to try to get the run game going. But you have to mix in these passes at the beginning. Throw a ball on 1st and 10. Yeah. Right? Because it pretty much, when we line up, everybody in the world knows on 1st and 10, we're handing the ball off. Yeah. Right? Mix it up a little bit. You might catch somebody off guard. You might catch them, in man coverage with one-on-one where they stack the box. Now you've got, a lot of things open downfield. Right? It's just one of those things, like, move it, be consistent, and you have to push the ball down the field.
Today's episode, PHNX Cardinals, our game day threads, brought to you by our friends at Rally House. Would love to be able to pick up and cop an MHJ jersey at Rally House in that new rivalry uniform, Bo, that they're going to debut in a matter of days at State Farm Stadium on Thursday Night Football. Can't wait for that. Yeah. Can't wait for this. It's time to tap that app with our friends at Bet365. You've asked for it. Here it is, our pregame parlay of the week here. And again, not all Cardinal love here, but still, I think we're all in agreement. Cardinals will get the dub. How about this? The under 44.5 total points. A lot of people have been jumping on that nationally. And then a Nick Bosa plus 1 sack, which you absolutely do not want to see. But at the time of this, there was plus money associated to that. And then a Trey McBride anytime touchdown. We cannot continue what we saw last year, Bo, which is Trey McBride having, going 15 weeks without a touchdown. Right. So all that parlayed together, plus 1,500. Again, given the circumstances, I feel like all those are pretty appropriate.
Yeah, look, I like that. I do. It's more than I'd like to admit, especially with the Bosa sacks going against the backup tackle. But when he's healthy, he's one of the best players in the league. The McBride, we saw him in the finale last year after he kind of scored the previous week. He scored again against the 49ers in that finale. So can he get it going? Can he get his first tutty of the season? I like today as much as any.
We like today live at Gila River Resorts and Casinos a Wild Horse Pass. If you're in the area, come on down because it's prediction time. Gentlemen, Bo and I gave our 2 cents on Friday's show. The Paris thing I don't think changes that too much for our prediction. Brittan Golden, you look at the landscape, you look at the injuries for both teams. How do you see this one finishing?
Well, we talked about it, right? They're down. This is one of those games where you have to come out and you got to strike early and you got to strike fast. I mean, honestly, they can win the game. But again, hurting yourself is what's going to cost you this W today, right?
Yep.
So, as long as you play smart football, move the ball downfield, control the clock, I think this is a game that you can win. I like the under on your bet. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game at all. So I think the Cardinals can pull this one out, maybe like 13-7.
Yeah, I mean, that would be real tight. That would be real tight for your boys here. I would love like a 20-0 outing, Bo, but I do think – listen, I think there's a better chance that the Cardinals shut out or leave San Francisco in single digits than I do this offense exploding for once. That's just my opinion.
Right,
though.
and how are you going to play with a lead? You haven't shown the ability to really play with a lead at a high level, a high enough clip to put the game away. So what gives you confidence that they're going to be able to do that, even though they're saying it after each win, they said their process is where it needs to be. They got to prove it, right? So until that happens, you're thinking this is going to be a little bit tighter than you want. So I'm going to stick with my prediction. The Paris thing doesn't change too much. I think as far as Jauan Jennings officially being out, it does give me confidence that you can keep the Niners under 20 points. You should.
I just love to see the Cardinals dictate the line of scrimmage as the Buccaneers win it with a walk-off. Let's walk it off with some Super Chats. We've got 6 of them here. Noah, man, I'll queue them up. Josh, $2. No excuses for this game. Cards should win, absolutely. Paris Johnson Jr. or not, you got to get this dub. Good to see you, Josh. Greg, $1.99. Losing this game equals San Francisco at 2-0 in the division. No bueno. It also get the barf bag out. I can't deal with the 49er rhetoric, the narratives if they were to win this game.
No, that should stoke the flames a little bit. Get after it. Realize what's right there for you.
Yep. Hit that like button on this video, by the way. Chaz, $4.99. Today's the day Petsing stays for another game or gets a Waymo. You're not autonomously driving to the North Pole one way out of here. It would be a great day.
Pretty comfy ride
for Drew Petzing to have a great day.
He needs a great day. He needs a good play calling day. Right? He needs to mix it up and stay away from this boring.
We need to be able to say a couple times, oh, great play call.
100%.
Josh back. Thank you, Josh. 49ers media expects them to stack the box and bracket tray. Wide receivers, be ready to eat this week.
You have to feel that every week, though.
Yeah.
With who you have at tight end, you have to understand teams are going to come in and find ways to try to bracket Trey McBride because he can beat you.
Yeah.
Even if you have a lackadaisical offense from the Cardinals, Trey McBride can find ways to beat you. So you have to understand as a receiver, you got to be ready because Trey McBride will have 2 people covering him.
Yeah. I love this super chat from Chaz. BG knows Bruce Arians. BA was the Niners baby daddy. Love that. And that was true. You guys dominated San Francisco during your tenure with BA.
We did. That was one of those, right? Every division game we played was big, right? I mean, you got 3 other teams in this division where they were all just grinders of a game. But, yeah, it was nice beating the 49ers consistently.
Dana Ballnower capping us off here on a pregame show. Screw the Rams. Big man block for a touchdown. Love to see that. Just postpone that championship banner for the Rams this year after that loss. That defense, it's very good. it's not susceptible, or it is susceptible still to great quarterback play.
Yeah, look, I mean, they looked good early on,
Yeah.
and then Philly was able to hang in there and said, "We're the reigning champs here. Let's hold off the 14 people in attendance parade in downtown LA this February." So, yeah, I mean, it's a good day for the Cardinals. Can they make it a better one with a definitive win here?
What is Nate Burleson's facial hair, Brittan Golden? If you're watching on TV, it's some of the worst facial hair I've ever seen.
That's Joe Dirt.
I mean, yeah, it's got to be. I can't really complain because I've been trying to grow facial hair
Yours
for
looks good.
37 years.
That-
You're
so,
good.
You know,
He's got
it
the
just doesn't
chops
come here.
going. He's
That
got
is- those are aggressive chops. Why are they so high on his cheek?
I mean, that looks like 1970s
And
Reggie
then his
Jackson.
hair, his hair is uneven too. It looks like he lost a bet. We're not losing bets here on PHNX Cardinals. Do us a favor if you haven't already. Become a supporter. Click that join button for $5. You can use a plethora of emojis, and of course, I do have to chug
That's right.
a 12-ounce Michelob Ultra. I get to on the
That's
post-game
water.
show. No, there will be no slander of my 12-ounce chug.
All there's going to be is slander.
Hopefully it'll be
Oh.
We're
celebratory.
sifting through the
I
slander.
hope
I
you
don't
don't
like
spill
it.
it
I
down the
don't like
front.
it.
If
I
you
don't like
spill,
it.
you have to go on the halftime and post-game show with your spilled Michelob down your shirt.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to televise it. It's going to be great. It's only going to be here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Again, hit that like. We will-
Support Johnny as he's chugging.
Yes.
Get the emoji for yourself. Become, of course, a subscriber today.
Yeah.
Hit that join button. It'd be great.
What would be great is if you guys came back in a matter of 2 quarters. We're back, the 3 of us, Noah Man, on your definitive premier Arizona Cardinal halftime show. Hopefully, get a big dub. We'll see you at the half. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.